If you're charged with the offense of drug trafficking here in Huntsville, Madison County, Alabama, you probably have a number of questions. This is a very serious crime. My name is Attorney Andy Siegel, and the purpose of this video is to explain some of the basics. Let's begin. Trafficking means that somebody is in knowing possession, or that they knowingly sell or manufacture or deliver or brings into this state, or is in constructive possession of a quantity of a controlled substance in a specified amount or weight. And in drug trafficking cases, it is the weight that makes it that particular crime. There are any number of drugs that can result in trafficking cases, and depending on the drug, the weight varies. I'm going to talk about some of the more common ones. There's probably three of the more common ones would be trafficking in cocaine, trafficking in marijuana, and trafficking in heroin are probably the three big dogs that we see. So let's talk about those. Cocaine, if a person has, trying to think here, if they have 28 grams or more of cocaine, then that would be a trafficking charge. Again, assuming that they are in knowing possession of this. Knowing possession of any of these would be, if they just are sitting next to it and they don't know, that's not a crime. Probably still be charged, and that would be the issue at trial. But marijuana, it would be 2.2 pounds is the threshold, the minimum for trafficking in marijuana. And for heroin, it's 4 grams or more. Not a lot of heroin gets you a trafficking charge. The minimum charge for a trafficking, that is the minimum sentence for trafficking, is 10 years in prison, of which that person is going to serve 3 years day for day. Trafficking is a Class A felony. That means it is a very, very serious offense under Alabama law, and if you are convicted of trafficking, you're going to be spending a lot of time here whether you like it or not. Now, if the quantity of the drugs are larger, the range of punishment can increase. The greater the drugs, the greater the potential penalty. Penalties go all the way up to life without parole for people who have very large quantities of drugs. So what are the defenses to trafficking cases? Right now, of course, I'm talking to a video camera, and I don't know the facts of your case if you're watching this. And there's a bunch of different defenses, but let's talk about some of the common things that lawyers do. Typically, a lawyer is going to dissect his case from the very beginning. They're going to look at how did the police get involved, where did they get involved, are there suppression issues? In other words, did the police do something wrong where evidence is to be kept out because of some error on the part of the police? Then they're going to look at the facts of the case. Is there sufficient evidence to connect the person who's accused with the drugs? Did the person have knowledge of the drugs? What is the state's evidence to show that? It's not uncommon, for example, in manufacturing cases for the evidence to be that the police come along and they stop maybe a car with several people, or they execute a search warrant on an apartment or a house, and there's a bunch of people in there, and they swoop in and arrest everybody because, as is typically the case, everybody goes, I don't know anything. And so police figure, we're going to arrest everyone, we'll let the courts sort it out. And so, the issue is, well, did this person have knowledge? And oftentimes innocent people do get caught up in this. Somebody's at a party, they're visiting, and a guy has a suitcase that's got a bunch of weed in it, and he brings it to the party for somebody else at the party, and everybody gets arrested. Well, the issue is, did your client know about it? Can they prove? There may be other issues as well, but can they prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the person you have was guilty? Other issues, sometimes you get what are called controlled deliveries. The police will intercept a package that's being delivered to somebody at a residence. The package has some sort of drugs in it. Police come and it might be a postal employee or it might be a police officer, but they'll come and deliver the package. Then they'll come execute a search warrant. They'll go in. People get arrested. They're charged with trafficking. Well, Did the people in the house know what was in the package? Depends on the offense. I've had ones where the police executed the search, but the package was never opened. Unless my client had X-ray vision, how were they going to know? It wasn't addressed to my client, etc. So that one was a successful defense on that kind of a thing. What if the package was opened? Again, if it's not addressed to your client, is there evidence that your client knew? Depends on the facts of the case. And so your lawyer will look at the facts of your individual case to determine whether or not you have a credible defense or not. And you'll need to talk about these things with your attorney. No matter what the facts of your case, you need to, if you're accused of trafficking, very, very important you get with your attorney as quickly as you can. There may be evidence that needs to be preserved. There may be issues that your lawyer needs time to develop and look at. But you need to make arrangements to get with a lawyer as quickly as you can. If you can't afford a lawyer, of course, you need to talk to the court and get one appointed for you. If you can afford one, you need to go and get you one as quickly as you can. Obviously, if you're interested in hiring us or if you want to talk to us about the case, give us a call. Our number is below. We don't charge for our initial consultation, and that's because I don't think that a person ought to have to pay a lawyer to decide if they want to hire that lawyer. And when you're talking to us, not only are you evaluating whether you want us to represent you, we're evaluating whether we want to take your case. At any rate, I hope that this video has been a bit educational for you and given you a little bit of background and some of the basics on this area of the law. Thank you for watching.